The Rothschilds' Wealth: How the World's Richest Family Built an Empire. People get success in several ways. You will find hundreds of stories about people getting rich, earning blind money, maybe because of their talent or because of their hard work, etc. In one line, there are people like Beyoncé, the Kardashians, Cristiano, and many others like them who became rich and successful because of their talents and their aura. Now they even get paid to touch things. Bro, I am not kidding. These people have made such a value in the world through social media and media that it's all about money for them. They ask for it, and brands and organizations give it. That's their power. Then comes people like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and many others who have earned their success through hard work, innovation, and contribution to technology. They have made their name in the technological world and are expanding day by day, both in wealth and success. These two types of wealthy people do make sense, right? I mean, it looks like they worked hard. They tried and showed their talent to the world, and they got it all now. But wait, what about those who are rich just because they're rich? I'm talking about the royal families here. You must have seen the royalty and aura they have. But how did they get it all? How did they end up being the wealthiest out of all I've mentioned before? Maybe because it's in their genes. Kidding. Well, today we'll look into the royal family, which is known as the richest family in the world. Yes, I am talking about none other than the Rothschilds, the richest family in the world. Rothschild is not only the richest family in the world, but is also known for being the single largest source of conspiracy theories. These theorists are of the mindset that the Rothschilds are running the whole world. Because of the amount of power they have, it's quite impossible not to have an impact on the working and functioning of the world. Surely they compete with their own. No one can even come close to the blind wealth that they possess. They have such a power that it's hard to tell what is fact and what is fiction when it comes to them, because obviously money can create and break the truth quite easily. Well, I am pretty sure that you are interested in knowing the kind of life this family has, right? So let's get into it then. This famous and rich Jewish family wasn't rich from the beginning. They were not always surrounded by gold and diamonds. They too, just like the other millionaires and billionaires, had a very humble and simple beginning in the Middle Ages. They used to live in the Jewish ghetto in the German city of Frankfurt. Their family name comes from the kind of house they lived in. Back then, they were not designated by numbers but by symbols. The Rothschilds used to live in a house having a red shield on their door. And in Germany, it was named as Rothschild. The family is a financial clan that goes back to the 18th century and pioneered the contemporary banking sector. Excelled at wealth creation and used loans to help the British government finance its participation in the French Revolution, Napoleonic Wars, and other important conflicts. So the story of the richness and conspiracies start with none other than Mayer Amschel Rothschild, who accumulated a fortune and stipulated in his will that titles and land transfer only through male heirs. The empire expanded and extended across Europe, with one of his son's banks, Rothschild & Company, still in operation today. Mayer, after earning a solid amount, opened a bank. This was the world's first foreign bank, and for generations, the Rothschilds' banks profited from lending countries money to go to war. He sent his son Nathan to London, and Mayer was able to transfer Wilhelm's fortune to London during the Napoleonic War. They also financed the British in their fights. After the Napoleonic War ended, Mayer's other sons opened other banks in Paris, Naples, and Vienna. They helped the aristocrats financially and lent huge amounts of money to many of the countries where they had financial capital. But they didn't do it out of humanity or something. They lend money to these wars and these countries in exchange for a handsome interest. So it turned out that the Rothschilds were funding and profiting from every war that took place at that time. To keep prosperity, females were then urged to marry within the family, which promoted inbreeding throughout the line. From 1824 to 1827, only 6 of the heirs wed people outside the family. Nathan was Mayer's most accomplished kid out of his 4. Before founding N.M. Rothschild, which in 2019 claimed to have 76 billion euros in assets under control as Rothschild and Sons, he established a textile company in England in 1798. Nathan expanded the already enormous Rothschild fortune and launched the family's venture into charity by founding charitable organizations such as public libraries, hospitals, orphanages, and elder living facilities. Family disputes and conflicts over the following century reduced the family's wealth, though it is still very much present today. For the first time in more than 200 years, the current properties were rearranged and united in 2008. According to Meyer's initial directives, the common fortune is largely passed down through the generations. With a net value of $1.9 billion in 2020, Benjamin de Rothschild will be the only confirmed billionaire in the family. But again, it's not as simple as it seems. There are so many myths and speculations about the Rothschilds and their vast wealth. Some sources believe that they are earning more than 500 trillion US dollars. Well, that's a bit hard to believe, but still, believe it or not, the Rothschilds are working their way up, and no one can stop the growth they have right now. The Rothschilds are the most famous because of the conspiracies they inspire from as early as the 18th century. Their wealth is a reason that raises a lot of questions about how Jews are controlling the world's wealth. This family is connected to the New World Order, the Illuminati, and the five-dimensional lizards that control the world. In short, the Rothschild family is busy living in their world, and they are happy to avoid any kind of speculations and queries coming from the public. But don't you think that there's much more to this family that needs to be talked about? And what conspiracy did you find the most shocking about them? Do let us know about it in the comments down below. That's it for today's video, which was quite an interesting and fishy one, right? Well, like the video, share it, and subscribe for more videos like this.